Good morning, and thank you for tuning in to another installment on This Day with Christy. Today is Friday, July 17th, 2026. This being Friday, we recap what we talked about Monday and Wednesday and learn some new stuff along the way about today. That being said, let's hop in our magic van, throw on some tunes, and go for a ride. We began our ride on Monday, going all the way back to 1985, when the biggest stars gathered at London's Wembley Stadium and in Philadelphia's John F. Kennedy Stadium for a live aid to raise money for the people starving in Ethiopia. It was organized by Bob Geldof, the organizer behind Do They Know It's Christmas. Performers were Queen, Paul McCartney, David Bowie, Elton John, and George Michael. Upon kicking off in London, across the Atlantic with Madonna, Run DMC, and Tom Petty took the stage, while acts like Led Zeppelin, Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, and even Black Sabbath. Oh, and a Black Sabbath reunion. In 1991, Bryan Adams began recording a record-breaking 16-week run at the top of the pop charts in the UK with Everything I Do For You. The power ballad on the soundtrack of Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, and engaged a 17-week run at number one. In 1974, George McCree hit number one on the Billboard Hot 100 with Rock Your Baby. It topped the pop charts in UK, Canada, Italy, and Germany. It was considered the first breakthrough disco hit. In 1966, Tina Turner scored their first major hit in the UK with River Deep, Mountain High. In 1970, the tune was also covered famously by Motown giants, the Supremes, and the Four Tops. Now it's time to hop back in our magic van and find some facts with factoids. Monday, we celebrated French Fry Day and Embrace Your Inner Geek Day. In 2024, former President Donald Trump survived an attempt on his life while at a rally in Pennsylvania. In 2006, British singer-songwriter Lily Allen released her first album, All Right Still, in the UK. In 1993, Mexican grill chain Chipotle opened its first restaurant. The founder, Steve Ells, opened 16 restaurants in Colorado, and now there are over 500 locations in the United States. In 1977, New York City experienced a 25-hour blackout when a substation had a power outage after the Hudson River was struck by lightning, causing 2 circuit breakers to trip. There were crimes such as looting. The crimes were exceptionally high because New York City was also going through a financial crisis at the time. In 1960, John F. Kennedy was nominated as presidential candidate by the U.S. Democrats. In 1939, Frank Sinatra recorded his debut singer with the Harry James record, Melancholy Mood, and From the Bottom of My Heart. I think I need new glasses. What do you think? In 1923, the famous iconic Hollywood sign was placed in Hollywood Hills, Los Angeles, California. It was actually originally called Hollywood Land, but the land fell off. Anywho, in 1878, the Treaty of Berlin was signed, granting Siberia, Montenegro, and Romania independence from Turkey. On to Wednesday's recap. There was a little break there, sorry about that. We began our journey on Wednesday, going back in our magic van to 2018, when Guns N' Roses broke new ground on YouTube, when November Rain became the first video released before the advent of YouTube, to surpass 1 billion, yes, that's a billion with a B, views on the platform. Next up on our magic journey, our magic van takes us all the way to 1972. Elton John earned his first #1 album in the US with his 5th studio album, Effort Chateau, named after the French chateau where it was recorded in. In 1958, John Lennon's mother, Julia Lennon, who was killed by a car driven by an off-duty policeman. While he was only 17 at the time, he lived with his Aunt Mimi, but he was very close with his mother. His first child, a boy, was named Julian after his mom. In 1956, 13-year-old Frankie Lyman, with the Teenagers, became the youngest artist to hit the top spot on the UK pop chart. Next, we go back to our magic van to 1989. Apparently, our magic van was high. Pink Floyd performed. That was stupid, I know. Pink Floyd performed on a floating barge in Venice's Grand Canal during the city's annual festival. The people putting the show together didn't count on so many people. Even though televised, they only counted on approximately 200,000 people showing, but it ended up so much more to where they had to call in the military to clean up the damage and mess caused by onlookers. On Monday's Facts with Factoids, we celebrated Pet Fire Safety Day and Gummy Worm Day. I guess we'll celebrate anything, huh? In 2018, the 5th FIFA World Cup occurred in Russia, with the finals held at Moscow's Luzhniki Stadium. France's first goal was an own goal by the Croatia team, which was the first time this has happened in a World Cup final. In 2006, Twitter was launched to the public. It quickly became one of the largest platforms in the world. In 2009, Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince was released. In 2005, the rom-com Wedding Crashers was released. In 1988, American movie Die Hard was released. In 1980, President Jimmy Carter's brother Billy registered as a foreign body agent in Libya. Lastly, we travel back to 1741. An expedition headed north. The Russian navigator and captain Alexei Chenikov spotted southeast Alaska and had sent his men to explore. Although they never returned, they were the first to set foot in Alaska. Now, on an update about that, the people that went over there by boat, the boat capsized, and those that actually made it to land were killed by the natives. Just so you know. I always have questions, I need answers, some of you do. And finally, it's time for Friday. On this day in music history, we start with 1967, when jazz great John Coltrane died at the age of 40 from liver cancer. Born in North Carolina and raised in Philadelphia, Coltrane rose to fame as a member of Miles Davis's Pathfinding Quintet in the 1950s and played on several of the trumpeter's key albums, including 1959's Kind of Blue. His stellar solo career, which took flight in the 50s, saw him push to #1 frontiers of modern jazz. In 1995, Robbie Williams left Take That during the middle of the British boy band's Nobody Else tour. He launched his career the following year with the cover of George Michael's Freedom. In 1975, Bob Marley and the Wailers played their first of two concerts at London's Lyceum Theatre. Marley's label, Island Records, taped both nights and selected the best moments for reggae icon's first in-concert album, Live, released in 1975. In 1968, the animated movie Yellow Submarine, inspired by the music of the Beatles, premiered in London. A psychedelic fantasy adventure featured the Fab Four as cartoon characters, but their voices were spoken by actors. The soundtrack album made number 2 in the US and number 3 in the UK. In 1959, legendary jazz singer Billie Holiday died at age 44. Born Eleanor Fagan in Philadelphia, Lady Day was known for her plaintive tone as well as her heightened musical sensitivity. Among her signature songs was the civil rights anthem Strange Fruit. Again, new glasses. As well as self-written Lady Sings the Blues and God Bless the Child. Despite her success, the influential singer didn't have an easy life and struggled with addictions and legal troubles and several abusive relationships. Now it's time to hit the streets to find facts with factoids. Today we celebrate World Emoji Day and Yellow Pig Day. I'm confused by that last one. If you got answers, let me know in the comments. In 2015, American superhero movie Ant-Man by Marvel, by Marvel was released. In 1998, the film The Mask of Zorro was released in the US. Filming took around 1 year at Estudios Churubusco in Mexico City. It had a $95 million budget. The film grossed a total of $250 million after its release on this day. Due to its success, the film was followed by a sequel, The Legend of Zorro, released in 2005. In 1995, Bill Gates became the richest man in the world with a net worth of $12.9 billion. In 1984, the U.S. National Minimum Drinking Age Act was signed into law, raising the age to 21. Until the 1960s, most states had a minimum drinking age of 21. When the voting age was reduced to 18, many states lowered it to age 18 or 19. In 1959, Mary Leakey discovered ancient skull remains in Tasmania, Africa. Researchers revealed the fossils were more than 3.575 million years old and were of an extinct ape, which is now believed to be an ancestor to humans. Excuse me. Time to put on our thinking caps because it's time for trivia. Answer my questions. Question: which fashion brand is known for its double G logo? Answer: Gucci. There's only one G in Gucci, so I don't know why there's a double, but hey, what do I know? Anywho, question: what does the car company BMW stand for in English? Answer: Bavarian Motor Company. Oh, I'm sorry, Bavarian Motor Works. Question: which spice powder is a mix of turmeric, fenugreek, chili, and cumin? Answer: chili powder. Bonus question: what is singer Rihanna's birth name? Answer: Robin Fenty. Now let's take off our thinking caps and put on our party hats because it's time for birthdays. 1941, Spencer Davis. 1942, Wolfgang Flür. 1948, Ron Ashton. 1949, Geezer Butler. 1952, Phoebe Snow. 1966, Lou Barlow. 1971, DJ Minute Toad. 1976 with Brian, 1985 Tom Fletcher, and 1987 Jeremiah. You can catch us here. So if it was your birthday today, happy birthday to you. If it's your birthday this weekend, have a great weekend. Have a great birthday. Stay safe. You can catch us here 7 days a week with Brian the Rockstone on WCDI. And don't forget to check out the Top Rope Report every Sunday and Wednesday. Have a great weekend, y'all. Ciao.